Good Tuesday afternoon, everyone. It's weather for Weather Geeks time. As we head towards midweek, we've got some changes happening today. Has turned out to be another cloudy day, and yes, the humidity is starting to come up as well. Here's a look at the radar as I record this at 2:12 p.m. We got just a little bit of rain trying to push in from the south and the west. This is not much, but some light rain, some patches of drizzle. There's no lightning at all with this, and it's all tracking north and east. I'm going to show you the future radar products here in just a second, but this is the radar as of a little after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you got some things to do this afternoon, early this evening, wouldn't cancel them, but I could see where, we're going to get just a little bit wet before the afternoon is through in most of the valley. Nothing heavy, very likely that there's no thunder and lightning with this. But one thing for sure, it's cloudy, it's muggy. Here's a look at the dew points this afternoon. Now, this is not tropical, but a dew point of 62 in Youngstown, 64 Newcastle. And so, yeah, it's starting to feel a little bit muggy out there, certainly. And when it rains this afternoon, even if it's just light, it'll feel even kind of more humid than it did before. In the meantime, well, thankfully, we're not dealing with severe weather just yet here. There's a severe thunderstorm watch from Tennessee down through parts of Alabama, southern Mississippi, eastern parts of Louisiana, and there may be additional severe thunderstorm watches this afternoon. As far north as Kentucky, it looks like 80% chance they're going to issue a new severe thunderstorm watch here in Kentucky before the afternoon is through. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of shower and thunderstorm activity out here across the Mississippi Valley. Now, as we head into tomorrow, a lot of this is going to start to track east. We'll talk about that in just a second. But let's focus on the real short term. For those of you who may want to do something outdoors for the rest of the day today, this is the latest version of the high-resolution rapid refresh model. And we're going to start this off with a couple of hours from now, 4 o'clock. Now, this looks overdone to me on the latest model, as you saw on the current radar. Let me bring up the current radar real quick. It's not real impressive looking. The model then thinks it looks like this in a couple of hours. This looks overdone, but it probably at least has the moisture in the right place. There's too much moisture. It probably looks a little too heavy, but I think there will be some light rain around at 4 o'clock this afternoon in parts of the WFMJ viewing area. Here's at 5 o'clock, still the same idea. 6 o'clock, a little bit of light rain around. Again, this won't be much. I don't think we have to worry about thunder or lightning. Here's at 7 o'clock, things are starting to wind down. And at 8 o'clock this evening, just before sunset, if it's still raining lightly, it's probably over towards the I-79 corridor in Mercer and into Lawrence counties. Now at 8 o'clock this evening, showers and thunderstorms are starting to increase in coverage out across southwest Ohio into Kentucky, into parts of Indiana as well. And those are going to continue to track north and east as we head through the night tonight. Here's at 10 p.m., getting up to about Columbus. And that's the last frame available on the rapid refresh model, so I'll switch over to the NAM model, North American model. And let me fast forward to the middle of the night tonight. Notice, there probably will be some weakening of this action as it heads north and east. Here we are at 5 in the morning. Sure, there might be a shower around, but it doesn't look real beefy at this point. And I think the overall idea for Wednesday is that the day may start with a little bit of light rain, probably no thunder or lightning. Here's 7 a.m., maybe just a little bit of rain around. But after a damp start, I think there's probably a fairly long break here for the midday and at least the first half of the afternoon. This is 10 a.m. Notice the model has nothing going on. Here is at noon. We're still in a break. And then at 2 p.m., last frame available on this version of the model. Let me actually see if a newer version's available. Yeah, here's 2 p.m. on the latest version of the NAM model. Still not much going on locally. Things may be starting to build off to the west. And then I'll fast forward a couple of hours here. Again, we're looking at Wednesday here. Back things up here to 5 o'clock in the evening. For those of you who may want to do something after work on Wednesday, if the model has the right idea here, things aren't looking real active just yet. But it does ramp things up as we head towards sunset. This is 7 p.m., 8 p.m. This advertises some pretty hefty thunderstorms around. Again, this is tomorrow evening. And we're becoming a little more concerned about the possibility of some fairly hefty storms towards the end of the day tomorrow. It's going to depend on a couple of things. How much sun do we manage to see tomorrow? The more sun we see, the more unstable and warm the atmosphere is going to get, and the more likely it is that thunderstorms will try to pop up before the end of the afternoon. So, that's one big factor. Another factor is, this rain at the start of the day, or at least the potential for rain. That little bit of rain will lay down some subtle boundaries across the area. We call these outflow boundaries. Little pockets of slightly cooler air as a result of it having rained. And those little boundaries, those little subtle features can sometimes several hours after the rain leaves, sometimes they can be a focusing mechanism for new storms to pop up. So, that's something we'll have to watch. Any rain early in the day may leave those little outflow boundaries around, and they may pop more storms towards the end of the day tomorrow. Real quickly, let's bring up the convective available potential energy, a measure of instability, towards the end of the afternoon tomorrow. You can see the greatest instability is down over Virginia, eastern West Virginia, maybe the panhandle of Maryland. But there is moderate instability across northeast Ohio and western Pennsylvania. This is, let me back up things up here, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. It's getting to be fairly unstable. And so, the ingredients may try to come together for some fairly hefty storms tomorrow. And this afternoon, the Storm Prediction Center did upgrade the risk of severe weather tomorrow across our region from 5% to 15%. What those percentages mean, if you're new to this, that means there's a 15% chance that within 25 miles of any one spot, your house, the grocery store, wherever, within 25 miles of any one location, there's a 15% chance of some type of severe weather occurring, and that could be large hail or damaging winds. So it's still not a very high percentage, but 15% is higher than 5%. So the Storm Prediction Center is becoming a little more confident that storms in eastern Ohio, western Pennsylvania late in the afternoon tomorrow could be pretty strong and gusty. So we're going to be keeping you updated on that. So tomorrow afternoon could turn a little bumpy. Let's head towards Thursday then. Here's Thursday afternoon. At this point, I think the risk for severe weather is lower, but there's still a risk of a pop-up shower or a thunderstorm or two with an unstable atmosphere still around. And then finally, our kicker cold front. Finally, this leading edge of cooler, drier air will come in on Friday, probably by midday. This is at 2 p.m. on Friday. Our front's probably out in here, and west of it, we're probably ready to sound the all clear on Friday. So Friday could start with a shower or two, but I suspect odds favor us drying out midday and afternoon on Friday with a risk for continued storms shifting out to the east towards the East Coast. And then smooth sailing for the upcoming weekend. As we've been telling you about here, Saturday, high pressure right overhead should be a gorgeous day. Saturday, just perfect. And then Sunday should be just about as nice, at least for the first half of the day. Some of the modeling wants to bring in some clouds and maybe even a late day shower or thunderstorm Sunday. Not sure if I believe that just yet. It's only Tuesday after all, but certainly Saturday will just be great. Sunday, maybe there's a small chance of something late in the day. But I'll tell you, if you've got a graduation party, a wedding, whatever you have going on this weekend, the majority of it should be just fine. And certainly Saturday, from start to finish, will be spectacular. Quick look at the long-range temperature trends before we go. This is going out 16 days based on the GFS Ensemble model. The weekend with the sun, especially in the morning, maybe a little below average, but I'll tell you, beyond that, it looks like a pretty warm pattern, warmer than average most of the time, starting Sunday and taking us into next week. It's too early to say if we see a 90 coming next week, but upper 80s, a possibility, I think, for a couple of days during the first half of next week. We might see 87, 88 degrees in some places about a week from right now. All right, that's weather for Weather Geeks on this Tuesday. We'll keep you up to date on the possibility of severe weather tomorrow. In the meantime, always check out my updates on social media. Put meteorologist in front of my name to find me on Facebook. And I'm Eric WFMJ, Eric WFMJ on Twitter. Thanks for watching. See you later.